Good evening, my name is Garrett, and welcome to The Last Call. Tonight's final drink is from the Field of Dreams Whiskey Company. This is their bourbon whiskey, coming in at a 46.5% ABV. No official age statement on the bottle. So this bourbon whiskey is actually using corn that was grown on the Field of Dreams, which the Field of Dreams, if you're not sure what that is, it's actually a movie set baseball field that was constructed out in Iowa for the movie Field of Dreams. And it's become kind of not only an icon in the movie industry, but also in baseball history. And so what they've done is they've grown corn out there because it's around cornfields and used that corn to make this. Now, if you do any research on this bottle, you're not going to find a lot of information about it out there, unfortunately. We don't know an official mash bill. Again, we do know they used the Field of Dreams corn, but we don't know if it was, what percentage of that corn was it blended with other corn? What are the other grains in here? We know it's a bourbon, so it's got to be at least 51% corn and at least 2 years old. But besides that, we really don't know much of anything. Also, there's 2 states listed on the back for distillation because they didn't distill it themselves. It's more of a produced and bottled by situation. And they're doing this both in Michigan and in Missouri. And they are actually located here in Indiana. So kind of an interesting trip there on places they're going with this bottle. On top of that, we do know that there was 22,860 bottles of this created. And from what we're told, what's out there is what's out there. They're not going to redo this project. And you might be wondering what that number specifically is. Essentially, that number references how many official major league players are in baseball, which is kind of a cool idea. I do like that. Now, with all that information, or kind of lack thereof, let's see how the whiskey itself is. Let's jump into it. As always, we're going to be trying it 2 different ways. First way, neat, no ice, no water. Second way, why just a drop of water. See if anything changes up. And I will say, I do love this bottle shape. This is not a very common look on here. We did the wax tops. And for reference points, this is bottle number 8,199. And again, they're kind of, you can order this on their website from time to time, but the big thing is what's out there is kind of what's out there. Anyway, as always, make sure you like the video, subscribe to the channel, hang around for a bit. I don't know what the reference, but let's put some other unique bourbon whiskeys up above and down below so you can watch that after this one. I'm really interested in it. And again, this is like this, if you can find this here in Indiana, a lot of times they're like limit 1 at like Total Wine and places. A few other locations are carrying it as well, though. So if you are a collector or something like that, let's find out how it goes for you. Nice dark color. Looks like a solid bourbon whiskey in the glass. I'll give it that. All right, let's go for notes. Yeah. Nice solid corn note in there. A little sweet. A little dusty. You get those classic bourbon on the nose as well. You get the vanilla, the caramel, the oak layers, the spice. I am getting a bit of waxiness in here, which I tend to pull from craft distilleries a lot of times. Not that there's anything wrong with it. I'm getting a little bit of spice in there as well, which I'm going to assume there's either a part of a rye build in here, or it's from the spice coming from the barrel itself. But honestly, it's a pretty common nose. Nothing's really striking me as unique with the corn on the nose. But nonetheless, let's go for a taste. Yeah, I mean, it's pretty common on the taste. Right up front, you're getting a little bit of dusty corn note, a little sweetness from that. It then rolls into the classic notes, your caramel, your vanilla, your little bit of spice and oak layers. There is a little bit of youth on the taste, which I kind of expected there was going to be. Not that that's a bad thing, but it is there. Yeah, I mean, it's okay. It's not harsh or bad or anything. Second sip here is you're getting a little bit more waxiness and the dry corn dusty note going on here. There's not really any fruit sweetness, but you are getting more and more youth on the taste. You're still getting all the common flavors of a bourbon, the oak, the vanilla, the caramel, and the grain notes are showing up. It's an average whiskey, to be honest. And the more it lingers on the palate, I'm getting more and more of not only the youth on there, but a dustiness and that waxiness as well. Which, if it's coming from a craft distillery distilling this, that's not surprising, and I don't mind that waxy note. But it is present, and if you're a whiskey person, you're probably going to find that pretty quick on there. Yeah, it's okay. It's not blowing me out of the water as an amazing sip, but it's not bad. Okay, let's add a little drop of water, see how things go on this one. A lot of times adding that drop of water is going to maybe wake up some notes, might help us find things in the neat version. You just never know until you try it. Or if you're new to whiskey, sometimes adding water can make it more just an easier sip for you, or just in general, if you like adding water to it, that's fine. Doesn't matter what you drink or how you drink it, as long as you enjoy it. Let's go for notes on the water version. I mean, it definitely dials itself back. It is at least 30 to 40% more transparent. Nothing off, no negative notes on this one. And everything is basically staying the same on the neat version. You're getting a bit of the waxiness, that corn dust note. You're also getting the barrel spice, that bit of oak, and the caramel, the vanilla are all playing together pretty well on the nose there. But overall, I would say it's at least 30 to 40%, if not more, dialed back in depth of notes on there. Let's go for a taste. Pretty standard on the taste as well. Honestly, I'll take it back. I kind of like it more with the drop of water. It dials back on some of those youth notes. It's got a lot of the similar tastes. The oak, the vanilla, the caramel, the barrel spice is all still there. But that little drop of water almost washes away that bit of youth that I was getting. Interesting. That's nice. I like that. It's actually bringing a little bit of sweetness, which in my opinion needs to kind of show up a little bit to help just drive a little bit deeper flavor going on here. That's not bad. This is standard, nothing wrong with it, but that I actually kind of like a little bit more. All right, let's talk about market price, because we all know market price is market price, and it's always going to vary. I picked this up for $65 at Total Wine. On their website and surrounding places, when I've seen it, I see it go for 70 to 75 to 80, and even their website has it for $85. And to be honest, if I would have paid $85 for this, I would be fairly upset. From a whiskey standpoint, it just doesn't live up to anything that I would say that's worth that price. It's average whiskey. There's nothing wrong with it necessarily. And even if you say Garrett took, maybe it's done by craft distillers, that's fine. I can give you a list of craft distilleries that are doing phenomenal work for less, if not more than half of what they're asking for at $85. Now, as a baseball collector side of things, I like the idea and I appreciate what they're doing here. But for $85, just keep it sealed, put it up on the shelf, and have a cool talking point. Because the whiskey inside isn't going to be worth opening up, in my opinion. So yeah, there you have it, folks. Field of Dreams Whiskey Company, Bourbon Whiskey. If you have any questions about the bottle itself, let me know down in the comment section below. I will do my best to answer it. And if you have any specific spirit I should go looking for, also let me know down below. Love doing these reviews and sharing with you the experience at home. And as always, may your last drink of the night be the best one.
I even like it might